Hey there, everyone. That sexy nerd is back again, and I'm finally back. If you guys hadn't noticed, I took a little vacation, and it's for my birthday, and I enjoyed myself. I let two nostalgia critics get away, and time to play catch up, and I let a death battle get away, and I'm also doing another little thing on Pokemon. So, stick around for that, guys. And also, I thanked the person in the last video, but I don't know if they got it. And so, hopefully, in this video, whoever the subscriber that freaking introduced me to Jurassic World Evolution, you made me a freaking addict, man. I'm completely screwed now. I love it. I love the game. Thank you so much for introducing me to that, and thank you to all my subscribers for still sticking with me through this whole thing. And I hope to join many more with you guys. So yeah, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Not as good as Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but honestly, I have some memories with this movie. It was actually the first time I ever took a girl out on a date. It was this movie, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. First real date I ever had. And boy, was it memorable. And boy, was the movie bad. No, I love the movie. Everybody else seemed to hate it. I had never seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, though. Yeah. Now you can see why I thought it was a good movie. But, the original just does the message so much better. The kid's a little bit better. But I kind of like that guy, the kid who played him. He so badly wanted to be a star, man. And they kept playing him as this enchanted little wonderkin who could do no wrong. And we just had to deal with him in like the late 2000s, didn't we? But he's a good actor. I don't know if he's doing anything else anymore, but it's pretty good. And let's not forget about Johnny Depp. Boy, oh boy, was he weird in this movie. He was weird in that one too, in usually every movie. But I will have to say, I will give a shout out to Christopher Lee being his father. Christopher Lee is one of the most amazing men and most amazing actors and most multi-talented individuals I've ever seen in my entire life. Been in some of the best movies ever. And, been in some bad ones. So, but regardless, it doesn't affect his career at all. And the man was really, truly a legend, and he really will be missed. But yeah, there's a lot going good for this movie. I mean, it's really not that bad, all things considered. But I know Doug hates it. And I know he did an old versus new. Honestly, I should probably do that episode because I haven't seen that one in a long time, and I'd like to do it. So let me know if you want me to do that in the comments. But anyway, let's just get into the episode and see what the damage is and how this movie has aged, because I think it's aged probably like milk. But it could look as good as the chocolate in the movie, but we're going to have to find out for ourselves. Please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content, and subscribe if you think I deserve it. And remember, sign up for my Patreon for all my latest reactions to all my latest videos. And let's do this thing now.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember it so you don't have to. Well, I reviewed the Bakshi and Jackson Lord of the Rings after doing it old versus new. Batman Dark Knight after doing it old versus new. So I don't know, let's do another Warner Brothers flick.
Hey!
Not gonna lie, I feel like I got my thoughts out when I did that video on its 20th anniversary. Yeah, remember when this actually was new?
20th?
Asking me to give a full review of the Tim Burton remake.
This was 20 years ago?
The will of the people and the Wonka videos do surprisingly well on this channel. And at the same time, it might be interesting to give this another look.
This was 20 years ago?
Some updates to this story really working well, but I also remember...
Yes.
But who knows? Maybe my opinion will change. It's not like we're short, powerful, crazy rich people in the public eye, so maybe I'll have a different point of view on this Willy Wonka after all these years.
Are you hep to the job? Can you dig what I'm laying down? I knew that you could.
Doubt it.
It seems can. So, brother?
Doubt it.
Maybe I'm a Chinese jet pilot. Regardless, people want me to give the full review treatment, so that's what I'm gonna do today. So consider this, review, revisit-ish. Yeah, I've only done 2, and already there's a spin-off. But I guess that matches this franchise. Let's take a look at Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
There you go.
First off, I should say, while I talked about the Elfman songs before, I actually do dig the intro music. I think I was closed off to it at first because it just sounded like Elfman imitating Elfman, which I was hearing a lot at the time. But returning back, it is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Especially like this moment where it sounds like Alvin the Chipmunk's getting jerked off. That was a good scene to delete from the squirrel room.
I do.
Our narrator introduces us to Charlie Bucket, played by Freddie Highmore.
He was not faster or stronger or more clever than other children.
He was kind of dumb, like thinking Cheerios were donut seeds, that sort of thing. So I will say, most of the scenes before they go into the chocolate factory, I actually do kind of get into. It's not just the look of it, though everything is wonderfully exaggerated. I mean, it looks like God literally farted on the Bucket's house. The story really is told in its own way that sucks me in rather than have me constantly compare it to the original. Every actor plays the role different, but it doesn't feel like it's done just to be different. They have personalities I'd like to watch, even if I didn't see the original.
It's my candy bar.
Helena Bonham Carter.
What I want with it.
Well, most of them. Alright, make no mistake, Highmore has become a very
Oh!
actor.
That's him?
He's absolutely stellar in, and Good Doctor
I am a surgeon!
isn't his fault. But he can't bring much to this bland written version of Charlie. Thankfully, though, he doesn't have to worry much about that, as Grandpa Joe, played by David Kelly, tells many stories about the history of Wonka, played by Johnny Depp. Yeah, ironically, the movie called Willy Wonka is more about Charlie, and the movie called Charlie is more about Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
We're out of chocolate birds.
We'll need to make some more. Now open.
This will be the first of many times I say please don't do that again.
Tell him about the Indian prince. He'd like to hear about that.
So it gets a little unfocused here. I know, right? In a Burt movie, you're kidding. But I kind of like telling these stories, not knowing if they're true or if they're building up the mythos of Wonka.
I never heard of these stories.
Wonka, yet keeping some mystery behind it. I think these scenes are kind of fun.
They began sending in spies to steal his
What?
secret recipes.
He talks about how spies stole his recipe, so he had to close down the factory.
One day, the factory was back in business.
Did you get your job back?
No.
That sucks.
It's announced that Willy Wonka has put 5 golden tickets in 5 Wonka bars, and the kids that find them will be given a tour of his factory.
Is this like the special edition?
In addition, one of these children shall receive a special prize beyond anything you could ever imagine.
Seeing how this Wonka is clearly inspired by Michael Jackson, I don't like the vibe that's giving off.
Yeah.
First is found by Augustus in Germany, when the original is fat, but also rude. However, here, fat is enough to hate him.
What?
Celebrate.
I eat more candy.
What a repulsive boy.
Why can't he weigh a pound like me? The next ticket is found by Veruca. Or rather, her rich father's workers find it for her.
As soon as my little Veruca told me she had to have one of these golden tickets, I started buying up all the Wonka bars I could lay my hands on.
Why do I want to play the end credits of Pearl over that?
It was really bad. She didn't find the ticket herself.
Today more fair than you getting this part with that performance.
Yeah, what?
The third ticket is found by Violet, who I like has more of an overachiever personality as opposed to just gum chewing. I always thought that was a weird reason for death. Now, to be fair, as actress is used to a fair amount of randomness in that category.
Yeah, right? That is her.
Of course, I did have my share of trophies, mostly baton.
I also have to give credit that, like the original, the parents are played just as well as the kids. Bringing a lot of personality that immediately tells the story of how their offspring got the way they did. Like the next winner, Mike TV, whose father clearly doesn't moderate what he watches or plays. In fact, his eyes are glued to screen so much, he actually figured out a pattern for how to find the next ticket.
Track the manufacturing dates, offset by weather, and the derivative of the Nikkei index. A retard figured out.
Well, that'll be a fun clip for an employer to find when he's looking for a job.
You ungrateful little
Yeah, now plug his ears. The tar talk was totally fine, though.
Yeah, right? What the hell? Like, I don't remember the scene.
Charlie some money to get a Wonka bar, but there's sadly no ticket inside, much to the tremendous heartbreak of Charlie. React! Doesn't get better when he hears the final ticket was found.
Did you see that some kid in Russia found the last golden ticket?
Yes, it was in the paper this morning.
Well, it's clearly gay, so it must be true. Yeah, some of these choices are very random. Charlie finds some money and buys a Wonka bar, just as he discovers not only that the other ticket was fake, but the one in his hand is very real.
You found Wonka's last golden ticket.
I definitely like dragging the fake out in the original more, as you feel real heartbreak, though granted, Charlie would actually have to feel something in order for that to work. What look did he even have here? Like, was that font quiet enough so nobody would notice? He shows the ticket to Grandpa Joe, causing that faker to jump out of bed. And honestly, this is all so much faster than the original. It is kind of funny.
Here. Read this aloud. The lucky finder of this golden ticket from Mr. Willy
I usually hate rushed remakes, but there's such an odd energy around all this that it does weirdly suck me into it a bit. I mean, is nobody going to react to Grandpa Joe standing after all these years? I'm just waiting for him to say,
Hey, walk!
We need the money more than we need the chocolate.
Charlie says he wants to sell the ticket, though, as they were offering hundreds at the store. A noble addition, and I like the most cynical of the relatives, is the one that says this is more important than money.
There's plenty of money out there, but this ticket, there's only 5 of them in the whole world. And that's all there's ever going to be.
Granted, we were saving up for Ritalin to control those emotional outbursts you have. Please, Charlie, lower your voice!
He still doesn't react.
We were sacrificed to this earworm.
Willy Wonka. Chocolatier. Wonka. Willy Wonka.
If any of those were slappy, I would find Goosebumps scary.
Willy Wonka.
Well, that does represent what Gene Wilder said this movie did to the original. Wonka appears and...
Good morning, Starshine. The Earth says hello.
Call it 3639 is when the movie got bad.
Oh.
Alright, to Depp's credit, I can't entirely blame him. This isn't the Wonka from the previous film or the book, it's something else.
Yeah. I always thought a verruca was a type of wart you got on the bottom of your foot.
Boy, is it something else. So it's pretty clear they're depicting a kid who never grew up and has the same social awkwardness of a kid who never grew up. And at first, I didn't understand why, but the more I think about it, what would the life of an imaginative yet undeveloped man-child be like? Yeah, we mentioned that word.
Yeah.
A little too on the nose. Ha ha. You know what?
Yeah.
Could be something here.
Or
And
me.
Maybe if this Wonka was charming, funny, or even interesting, I could get into that. But I hate this man. You immediately know what this guy is all about. Even when they give the backstory about how his father, played by Bruce Lee, was a strict dentist, you don't need any more. You can put all the pieces together. That's usually a good thing to understand a character quickly, but they're acting like there's a lot to unpack with him, and it's honestly like watching that one fan at a convention who thinks because he dressed like a funny character, he's as witty as that funny character.
The best kind of prize is a surprise.
Please tell Billy he's not Blitzo.
I gotta watch that.
Can't imagine how it would matter.
Well, if you give him the factory to one of them, I would think that would be a factor. This is what I mean. If he was trying to figure out which of these kids should win in a very obvious comedic way, that would be funny and match his childlike persona. But he literally says he doesn't care.
Mr. Wonka,
Scary teeth.
I don't care.
If you don't, why should I? The humor is closer to something like Jim Carrey's Grinch. It doesn't really matter if he makes sense or captures the spirit of the story, just as long as he's so big or weird that you can't help but laugh at how uncomfortable you are.
You.
Grinch is much funnier.
You're Mike TV. You're the little devil who cracked the system.
You are not leaving this place with your ball still attached. Takes him to the chocolate room of wonder and more awkward acting.
Try some of my grass.
You clearly already did.
Everything in this room is eatable. Even I'm eatable.
Huh?
We're introduced to the Oompa Loompas, played by Deep Roy, who I've mentioned before. I like a lot in this role, but I'm sorry. If you asked me which one's an Oompa Loompa,
Wow.
it's always going to be the carrot balloons over here.
Yeah.
Oh, also, for some reason, Wonka says what a lot.
Sure is toasty in here.
What?
It's beautiful.
What?
There's no
What?
such place.
What?
What?
Does your bob hair clog up your hearing? What's a joke? I'll admit I never needed to see Oompa Land, but we're gonna do a remake, we might as well. However, come on, it's gotta be weirder than this. This just looks like Ewoks in Apocalypse Now, which just speaking that into existence sounds a lot more interesting. Give me a place where the unknown from the Wonka experience could live.
They are such wonderful workers.
Grandpa Joe seems pretty indifferent to his job being replaced by the snail guy from Neverending Story. His factory is great, just because 1K is dumb diddly broke. Augustus eats from the chocolate river and falls in, resulting in the Oompa Loompas singing.
Augustus Gloop, the great bakery nincompoop.
Every song in the movie is taken from a different decade of music, which is a pretty clever way to do its own thing without being compared too much to the original.
Slowly wheels go round and round, and cogs begin to grind and pound.
Stop that.
Why would Augustus's name be in the Oompa Loompa song? Unless
Improvisation is a parlor trick. Anyone can do it. Chewing gum is really gross. Chewing gum I hate the most.
Like, look at inquisitive Charlie Bucket. All of his questions can kindly suck it.
Yeah, terrible.
They give a much friendlier version of the tunnel scene, now with less chicken decapitation.
Yeah.
Though I would be okay with Nibbles the Mouse still quoting that poem.
Yeah.
Here now, there's still some disturbing imagery.
Whipped cream.
Precisely.
I called it torture, but the pun was worth it.
Oh my
To
god.
the inventing room where he shows them the everlasting gobstopper, which to the film's credit does actually look like a gobstopper.
Oh.
You can suck on it all year, and it'll never get any smaller.
It's really small.
That's too low even for me to pick. Lila steals a piece of chewing gum, but wouldn't you know it, it turns her into a Macy's Day Parade Smurf.
Oh, well.
It's one of the few times the CG effects are better than practical effects, as it really looks like she's filling up with blueberry juice as opposed to just a blue light being shined on her face and being put in an inflatable sumo suit. Also, it's just as nightmarish as the original.
I've tried it on like 20 Oompa Loompas, and each one ended up as a blueberry.
But don't worry, 5 made it out okay, and I made use of what was left of the others. To the juicing room.
What are they gonna do to her there?
They're gonna squeeze her.
So when does Dan Schneider come out as a ghostwriter? Better wait till the next remark. It's the only scene from Wonka that makes me laugh.
I myself am in the nut business. Are you using the Alamax?
That was pretty great. Squirrels are used to crack open the nuts.
This is Jim Carrey would
He's
do.
afraid of squirrels, but I think it was done to make this dumb joke.
Don't touch that squirrel's nuts.
Because if you're gonna steal from the best. The squirrels fight back and toss Ruka down the garbage chute.
Tiny and some tiny nuts.
So there should be about 3 weeks of rotten garbage to break their fall.
Then when it stinks so bad it's unbearable, we release it and make millions.
Oh man. Oh, this is great.
They use the Wonkavator to see the rest of the factory, and these rooms raise so many questions, it is kind of hilarious.
This is the Puppet Hospital and Burn Center.
Huh?
Rather not talk about this one.
And they end up in the testing room.
Why
What?
can't I send a real bar of chocolate through the television, all ready to be eaten?
And yes, this is one of the few things that is a lot better in the remake.
Oh,
Sending
yeah?
a candy bar through TV is a lot cooler than this exercise in money burning. With that said, I hope like that one time in the original he told Mike TV to speak clearly.
How do you make them?
I'm a trifle deaf in this ear. Speak a little louder next time.
Because it is the only joke he uses on him the whole film.
You really shouldn't mumble, because I can't understand a word you're saying. Once again, you really shouldn't mumble, because it's kind of starting to bum me out.
I mean,
Seriously. I cannot understand a single word you're saying.
Even Family Guy would be like, you know, you might want to mix it up there. TV wants to travel via television and ends up getting shrunken down inside.
Let's go put him in the taffy puller.
Taffy puller?
Hey, that was my idea.
what?
Wordplay is Bugs Bunny if he was drunk and depressed. Charlie's the only one left, and he's told that he wins the factory. The other kids make it out alive, which, yes, is in the original book, but it is funny that dark and grim Tim Burton has the more child-friendly ending.
I do not remember him being stretched out like that. That's so funny.
However, when Charlie asks if he can bring his family with, Wonka says no.
Chocolatier has to run free and solo. He has to follow his dreams. Gosh darn the consequences.
Like when everyone on set declared I was killing an icon and confusing the masses, but I just told them pudding packets. I don't know. I don't need to make sense. I just gotta be weird.
Then I'm not going.
Charlie refuses his offer and Wonka goes home depressed, causing the quality of the chocolate to go down as well.
Pity about that chocolate fella. It says here in the papers his new candies aren't selling very well.
He also has a funny haircut.
I do not.
Yes, he does.
That was him? Charlie says family is more important, and Wonka would know that if he reconciled with his father, who literally moved his entire office to the middle of nowhere. All right, that's pretty funny.
That is kind of funny.
Do you have an appointment?
Okay, he must be really good. You need an appointment to see a dentist out here?
I haven't seen bicuspids like these since...
It looks like his father has been watching him for years, despite not recognizing him when he walked in. And they make amends pretty damn fast.
All these years, and you haven't flossed.
Not once.
For a guy who moved his business to a Looney Tunes short, I kind of assumed that would take more convincing. This warms Wonka's heart, and he finally decides to let Charlie move his household into the factory.
I always like that, though.
You
I
smell
don't care.
like peanuts.
What the hell does she say?
I love peanuts.
Oh. Would surprise you at this point if she said the other thing.
One thing was absolutely certain. Life had never been sweeter.
No, but the story certainly has.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, this still hasn't won.
Yeah, I get it.
I get irritated with it because I see how it could have won me over. When I first heard this was happening, I
liked it, though.
I love the original. I think it's an absolutely perfect kids movie. But I will admit, when I started giving this one a chance, I did start seeing the possibilities of it. There's a lot of good updates without necessarily feeling dated or forced. The world is different, but still has a unique, entertaining atmosphere. It just falls apart with Wonka himself. Yeah, Charlie's pretty bland too, but I could work past that if Wonka was done right. He's not likable, he's not funny, he's not clever, and even what motivates him is pretty inconsistent on several levels.
Right.
Had they figured this character out, maybe the film would have stood a chance, more than I was originally giving it. But it just leads to awkward moment after awkward moment and derails the whole entire thing. I know for those who grew up with it, there's always going to be a fondness for it, but if this is the Wonka I had to be stuck with, they pass me a Slugworth Sizzler. Which is also the name of his porno parody.
Of course.
I'm a nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have.
Yeah. Still about the same. Even though I swear there's a hell of a lot of scenes that I did not see in that movie. I must have seen like the cut version or something because I have not seen some of those scenes. I don't remember Violet being not stretchy and everything. I just remember Veruca Sole and her father and maybe Mike TV coming on. I don't remember, but I don't remember some of these scenes. But then again, I haven't seen the movie in like a really long time. But yeah, I personally I think it's still a decent movie. But yeah, I haven't watched the original that much either, to be honest. I really do need to. I honestly don't think I've watched it completely all the way through, but I don't know. Maybe I could watch it for the channel. Who knows? If I could ever get past this copyright bullshit. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the movie in the comments below. I'm really curious to see how you think this movie aged. And if you want me to do the old versus new, I'll do that. So let me know in the comments below. And remember, please, smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content. And subscribe if you think I deserve it. And remember, sign up for my Patreon for all my latest reactions to all my latest videos. And I'll see you all in the next episode.